music. Like, didn't want to play for a second. Took me all off guard. I was ready to dance, and it was like, fuck you.
I think it's slow on your end because, like, I right before she hit record, I did a really loud burp, and it took her a good 2 seconds to react to it. So I think she's a little slow on the uptake today.
I'm slow always, so this should not be surprising to you.
We're slow learners, okay?
It's whatever, okay? Don't rain on my parade, okay?
I will come for you. Don't you worry, ma'am.
I just burped into the mic. Tried to hide it, but I couldn't. Sorry. Hi, we're a podcast.
Thanks for looking.
Thanks for looking. And if you don't know what that reference is by now, you have some shit to go watch. Hi, we're a podcast. My name's Nikki, and that's Amanda. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
And we're two neurodivergent best friends traveling the Neuroverse together. Because we were living in a neurotypical world and we are not neurotypical girls. We show up here with our bullshit every Thursday for the most part. And talk about neurodivergent shit and our experience with the neurodivergent shit and stutter all over the place. And also just give our take on life as two women from the perspective of two women who are neuro. Fuck me, I can't talk. Two women who are neurodivergent. There. Already demonetized. Okay, we ain't even monetized, and I'm already demonetized because I done said the F word already. Anyway, hi, we're a thing. We're here. We're doing it. Hi. We had an original plan. Plan did not go through as possible. Help. I'm done talking. You talk. I don't know what I'm saying.
As usual,
talk
like
to people.
Talk
to people.
Basically 10 minutes before we started recording, I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about this topic. And it's not the topic itself, it's the fact of basically it was like she wanted us to fill a questionnaire like for the other, like, so we would fill it out as if we were the other person, giving like funny, honest answers. I don't really tell you what it's about in case we, do it in the future. But
do it later, yeah.
And so I outright told her, I'm like, I'm struggling with this. Like, I cannot fill out things that require like paragraph long answers. Like,
same.
Evaluations, questionnaires, whatever, forms. Like, if you require multiple sentences from me, you're not getting it. Like, I am a multiple choice, like, short answer kind of gal. Okay.
Yeah.
I might over explain when I talk, but when it comes to writing, I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to write multiple sentences when a few words will suffice. So she's like, yeah, I'm struggling too. So like 10 minutes earlier, like 10 minutes, like I said, 10 minutes before recording, we're like, no, fuck it. We're not doing it. It's not today. We're both tired.
Yeah, it's bad. It's so bad. My tire is so bad today. It's not even funny. So yeah, that's the thing. That's what we did. We're gonna talk about black and white thinking today. Yeah,
and why you shouldn't.
Yeah, why you shouldn't black and white think, or dichotomous thinking, as the fancy folks call it. I'm gonna call it black and white thinking because I won't remember to say dichotomous.
It's like hippopotamus.
It's a fun word to say, like a hippopotamus. Heap hop. Heap hop anonymous. Damn, here you give him all the easy ones. Bonus points if you know what movie that's from. Anyway, black and white thinking, folks. That's what we're talking about today. The Tism warriors tend to do it quite a bit. Our mighty morphin Tism powers tend to activate, and we like to do that black and white thinking every once in a while. That blanket statement stuff, and it's we all do it. Tism or not, ADHD or not, neurodivergent or not, everybody's a victim of this. Everybody's capable of this. We all do it. So today we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about where it shows up the most for us, how we feel like, we deal with that, and where we're seeing it a lot now is specifically like what I want to talk about, where I'm tending to see a lot of it now and where it's irritating me the most. So, would you like an article, ma'am, that I found?
Yeah, I was literally just I
Uh,
just found 2 articles, one from Healthline, one from Psych Central. So, what do you
yeah,
got?
yeah, and then I have one from Very Well Mind,
Well, that's the third one.
which
There we go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So,
I got it.
pick one. Let's go. You're reading because God knows I can't.
Okay. Let me read the one. I literally just clicked on these, so 1 second. I'm not sure if I'll do the one from
Do you
Psych
want to
Central
share
because
screen or no?
no, well, let me make sure that these are correct. Like what I'm
Sure,
thinking, like what you're considering black and white thinking, because Psych Central is
sure.
more about the psychology of it. So that's
Yeah,
not really where I want to go for
no,
my.
that's real meta today.
Yeah, I want to go like psychology. It's more of a social like thing for me, like
Yeah, yeah,
black and
yeah.
white thinking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, let's see.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Here we go. This sounds good. How black and white thinking? What? Don't laugh at me.
It's the way you said it. This sounds good. Click.
I guess I
Oh
could share
shit.
my screen.
Yeah, you don't have to. I was just curious if you wanted to or not.
Let me do that. Let me do that.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god. There we go.
Yeah, my
Okay.
god.
Oh my god.
My god.
How do I share screen? Present? Nope.
Yeah.
Share screen. There we
Yep. That's right.
go. Okay. Nope, not that one. That one.
Kill.
So this is from, can I zoom in a little bit? Nope, that doesn't look zoomed in at all. Yes, it is. Okay, fantastic. How black and white thinking hurts you and what you can do to change it. This is from Healthline. Doesn't tell me. Oh, wait. It says medically reviewed by Jennifer Littner, PhD, LM. I almost said LMFAO. LMFT. Written by Rebecca Joy Stamborough, MFA, January 14th, 2020. Okay. Says black and white thinking is the tendency to think in extremes. I am a brilliant success or I'm an utter failure. My boyfriend is an angel or he's the devil incarnate. This thought process, or the thought pattern, sorry, which the American Psychological Association also calls dichotomous or polarized thinking, is considered a cognitive distortion because it keeps us from seeing the world as it often is, complex, nuanced, and full of all the shades in between. An all or nothing mindset doesn't allow us to find the middle ground. And let's face it, there's a reason most people don't live on Everest or in the Mariana Trench. I think probably because you would die, I'm assuming. It's hard
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sustain life at those extremes.
Yeah,
That
they
seems
said
like
it.
a
They done said
yeah.
it.
I mean, that sounds like it
Yeah.
seems like a weird analogy, but it's like, okay. Most of us engage in dichotomous thinking from time to time. In fact, some experts think this pattern may have its origins in human survival, our fight or flight response. But if thinking in black and white becomes a habit, it can hurt your physical health and mental health, sabotage your career, cause disruption in your relationships. Let's see. Like what it sounds like. Certain words can alert you that your thoughts are becoming extreme, such as always, never, impossible, disaster, furious, ruined, perfect. Let's see. I'm trying to see if they mention anything about like political, because that's really what I want to go for. Is that's like that's like a good definition of what black and white thinking is, but I'm trying to go for
Right.
more like like I said, more like social aspect of it, like political aspect of it. Um,
Okay.
so
Let me
I
help
don't
you
think
by
this.
searching a thing.
Yeah. So let me not. Well, I have to cut this
Hey,
out. Let me not
hey.
that one. But
I have found a thing.
whoops, there we go.
Hey, hey, hey. This sounds like a great thing. This is a whole ass thesis. I don't know how much we need to be reading a whole ass one of them today, but could we get the general point here, sir? Here's the abstract. How about an abstract of a thesis from Northwest University?
Okay.
You want that?
I'm not
That
signed into
sounds good to
Facebook
me.
on this computer, so I don't have access to Messenger. But
That's okay. I do it.
okay.
I can do it. That's fine. My eyeball. What the hell? Oh god, I made the mistake of putting mascara on today for the first time in a very long fucking time, and then remembered why I don't put mascara on anymore.
Yeah, I rub
'Cause
my
my
eyes too
eyes are
much to wear
fucky.
mascara.
My eyes are fucky now, and I can't do it no more. Just annoying. Alright, let me blow this up to where I can actually read it, and then I will share my screen.
Okay.
How I make you bigger. That's what she wants to know. Ha 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 ha. There we go. Got it.
You can always hit control and use your mouse wheel to scroll, or hit control and the plus button.
Look at you, like a good old lady that you are, teaching me things. So nice.
Mhm.
Hey, that's perfect. We love that. That's the perfect kind of thing. Share screen. Winder. Listen. There we go. Hey, she can see the things. Even though you can't see my face when I'm reading because it's covered up by my little fucking name tag. Do you see that across my face like that? Ain't that cute? She's cute.
It's not on your
Anyway.
holding on mine.
Oh, okay, cool. It is on mine. Anyway, abstract from a paper from, where is this? Again, Northwest University. It's called Political Ideology and Black and White Thinking.
By Patrick
Dated
Meyer?
for
Yeah.
Patrick Meyer, yes, is the author. Patrick Herman Meyer. Herman. Cat Williams. um, this is from November 30th of 2020 when we're still very much in the throes of the Rona.
This is also
So
right
there we
after the
go.
election.
Yes, so this is good. This was from almost 4 years ago. So the political ideology of the American people has become increasingly polarized over the last decade. This trend corresponds with increasingly negative views of people with different values. Black and white thinking is a propensity to think of things in extremes, thinking of something, I'm sorry. No, what did I say? Black and white thinking is a propensity to think of things in extremes. Thinking something as, oh yeah, that's what it says. I read what it says. Thinking something as fully positive or negative and not recognizing almost everything has elements of both. This study explored the history and current state of political ideology in the United States and black and white thinking. The aim of the study was to see if political views were related to thinking styles, specifically of individuals' level of black and white thinking, could predict their political ideology. That's an interesting thought. Online surveys were completed by 183 adults, yada, yada, yada. Political ideology was conceptualized as a scale with very liberal on one side and very conservative on the other, along with concept of social conservatism and economic conservatism. Black and white was measured using a scale measuring overall dichotomous thinking with subscales of dichotomous belief. Preference for dichotomy and profit and loss thinking. Findings suggest that the more conservative someone is, the more likely they were to have higher levels of black and white thinking. The
That
more
tracks.
liberals, yeah, the more liberal individuals had lower levels of black and white thinking. Black and white thinking could predict conservatism, with it being a stronger predictor of social conservatism than it was for economic conservatism. The implications of this study are that thinking styles and political ideologies are interconnected, and understanding these connections can ideally improve productive conversations in and outside of the therapy office. So this is
Um,
for therapy reasons.
yeah, I was gonna say before it brought up the like political spectrum
Yeah.
was I wonder it's also um based on education because I feel like the more educated you are, the less likely you would see what you would basically do like have black and white thinking because like you would have more knowledge of the world, you would have more experience, stuff like that. Like you wouldn't see everything as all or nothing. The more knowledgeable, not even like educated necessarily, but like if you just read more,
The more
if you just
information you have, the less nuanced, the more nuanced the world becomes. Yes,
yeah.
I would agree. I would tend to agree with that. I feel like I'm sort of going through this right now myself, where I used to I used to be blissfully uneducated about our political system and how it works and what was um like what our options were and what it meant to be a liberal, what it meant to be a conservative, and what it meant to be Republican and Democrat and all that shit. Talking about the US obviously because that's where we are.
And
Um
we're very like there it's like very well known that we're like a two-party system. Like yes, there are other parties, but basically if you kind of it's at this point, it's if you vote for them, you're kind of just like not voting at all. It's
yeah,
and so unfortunately like that's just
which
how
is
it is
messed
right
up.
now. That's how it is right now. Like I'm not saying that
Yeah.
like don't vote how you want to vote, but it's also like as of right now, like if you vote for the Green Party or whatever, it's
You're
they're
kind
not
of
just gonna be
wasting the
magically
vote.
elected. Like
Yeah.
I mean, you can like I said, vote however you want, but I know other countries have like 4, 5, 6 parties that all, which is what I wish we would have that were actually
Same.
have it like
That were
4
all
or 5 parties
really
that had a
pink.
chance, that had like a
Yeah.
chance. So
Yeah.
that I think that's partly why like Americans might be seen as like at least the rest of the world. Obviously, I haven't asked anyone like because I know like
Right.
some like international people like uh would see Americans as like you guys are very like all or nothing. Like you guys are very like it's either this or that. It's like, well, you have to understand, that's really what we have in this country. It's either this or that. And so
Yeah. That's all we have. And I think unfortunately kind of that was kind of my point a little bit in all of this. It's like not only are we rarely presented with better than two options or more than two options in a true fair way. Like I still do not understand how there could be so many names on a presidential ticket, yet none of those people ever make it to a large stage in which we have the right to see what they would stand on and what they would be like. And like, none of them ever have a shot at being president, really.
mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand that. I still don't understand that. I don't think I ever will. How,
because
even though
basically
their names are on the ballot, they're really not gonna ever, it's really only between two people, right?
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I guess we'll never get that. But um I I think my issue and where I kind of wanted to why I wanted to bring this up is like there's so much black and white thinking happening right now, especially in the political climate we're in, because if you're there's so many if you're not this, then you're that. If you're
Yeah.
not Republican, then you're a libtard. If you're not uh conservative or you're not conservative, then you're a libtard. If you're not a Democrat, then you're a fucking what am I trying a communist. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's
It's
so much
also
or not or a fascist. I'm sorry. I'm
yeah,
getting them mixed up. If you're not a Democrat, you're a fascist. It's like, really? It's like,
it's also like, oh, if because you don't support this person, then you must support this person. Like I
right,
remember like and I've even had Democrats do that to me, and I'm not saying like, well, it's both sides. Like to me it's not.
right,
When people say, well, it's but like it's usually like conservatives that say this, and obviously if this is your first time listening, I am not a conservative. I'm not like an ultra liberal. Like
right,
like I'm not a super ultra liberal, but I would say I'm like 90% liberal, like 10% conservative. If I had to like
right.
put it on a spectrum, I think we at one point there's that little chart. I forgot what the chart's called, but it's like a 4 grid chart of like I forgot what the 4 sides are, but basically it's like a colored 4 grid, like a cross section chart, and like you answer a bunch of questions, and like it places you in that chart, like based on your answers, obviously, and like how
Mhm.
conservative, liberal you are, and then like the other way around. But I can't remember what the other two were. Um,
Right.
but anyway, so like I remember back in 2020, or not 2020, 2016. I remember I had a friend who hardcore Democrat. He's an older white guy. He's nice. He's very politically like savvy. Always posting political things. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
he was really all for Hillary, like in 2016, and I voted for Hillary because I'll be honest, like I didn't know much about her. I just didn't want Donald Trump, and yes, that's like a terrible stance, like to vote for someone because
Yeah.
you don't want the other person.
I did
But
the same thing, but on the opposite
yeah,
spectrum, so
and
I get it.
so I voted for Hillary, and I remember I commented, and my friend had no problem with me saying this. I commented, um, yeah, I said I originally wanted, like, I voted for Bernie in the primary, but then
Yeah.
I voted for Hillary. Like I said, I think I phrased it, I held my nose and voted for Hillary. Well, apparently one of his friends did not like that. She went after me, like and then I'm like, and even then I was like, are you mad because I voted for the same person you voted for?
Right.
Like, yes, so
So,
I
like,
can
why are
say,
you coming at me?
like, the same person you voted for. I just didn't really want to vote for her. Like, aren't you,
Right.
like, shouldn't you be happy I didn't vote for Trump? But so even then, it's like, and other such things of, oh, like you don't. I'm trying to think of an example. Like I'm really blanking right now. But it's like you don't. And I told Nikki like before we started, like um like say you like someone says, oh, I think we should be able to welcome people who are seeking refuge, who are like political refugees, whatever. But
Yeah.
then someone comes at you and says, well, what about our veterans? And I'll be like, okay, what about them?
Yeah.
I was like, oh well, you want to give money to refugees, that must mean you don't want to give money to veterans. I'm like, okay, that's like saying if I go do a 5K, if I go do a 5K that supports breast cancer, that must mean I just say fuck all the other cancers, right? Like if
Right.
I donate money to a charity, I'm just
What
saying
about
fuck all the
colon
other charities.
cancer? And
You know what,
what
colon,
about this
prostate? That's like what a
charity? Yeah. What
yeah,
about prostate cancer? Right,
yeah.
exactly.
I'm
It's the
like,
same shit. It's like
it's yeah. I'm like, and so I've told people it's like, okay, just because I agree with this one stance doesn't mean I also don't care about another stance, or I don't like,
right.
or oh, you have this stance on this one thing, but what about this other thing? Like say I'm like pro-choice. Oh, you're pro-choice, but what about Black Lives Matter? Like, okay, I can care about two things at the same time.
Right.
Like
Right. We
I'm
are
not,
enough of a nuanced
I'm a
being that we can
multifaceted
have more
individual, you
than
might
one.
say.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Correct. I'm 100% with you on that. Like I'm tired of everything being this or that, black or white. You either are or you are not. It's like the world, like they were saying, like there's a reason why there's no life on the top of Everest, or you wouldn't want to live on the top of Everest or at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. There's no life there,
mhm.
right? Like there's no room for nuance there. So I don't understand why all of a sudden the entire world is so hell bent on othering and categorizing into one or the other. I don't like that. It bothers me. It bothers me when people put blanket statements on shit. And I think I sort of mentioned this to you before because in episode 67, I'll be very honest, there was a like we were talking about a very sensitive subject, which was the murder of Sonia Massey, right? And my fairness, like the tism fairness that I have, where I want to make sure that all sides of the story are heard and like people aren't, looking at one person's actions and then saying that everyone who looks and sounds like that person now is going to do those things too. Like I that was like trying to come out and it wasn't I was not the place or time for that. So I made the decision to edit that bit out knowing that that was not the conversation in which that needed to be had. But I do get irritated when I hear statements made like, well, like there was something going around when that I think Aman Khalifa is the name of the Olympic
Oh, the boxer.
person that yeah, that everyone was up in arms about because apparently she was trans, but she never fucking said she was trans.
She's
That's a whole
not.
nother thing exactly, she's not trans. That's a whole other thing we should not even be fucking having a discussion about. Period, point blank. But like, there was this thing going around, a meme going around that says, why would a girl or why would a man need to become a woman to beat up other girls in a boxing ring? They could just become a cop. And I was like, I don't fucking like that. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like that. And you can be mad at me if you want to be mad at me, but I don't fucking like that. Like, that's not okay. It's no more okay than something reversed on the other side would be. Like, it's not a joke. I don't find that funny. Like, because my whole tism fairness thing is like, the blanket statement shit is like, not every fucking cop is a cop because they want to be an asshole. And they want to flex their badge and they want to do harm to people under the guise of being protected by the law. No more than every black person is a fucking gang member. No more than every Mexican or Native American, not Native American, what am I trying to say? Non-native is what I'm trying to say, person who's trying to come to this country, or, illegal immigrant, that's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, my brain is not braining. Illegal immigrant to this country is a fucking rapist, terrorist, whatever. Some people are genuinely trying to get here because they have no other way to fucking survive and feed their families.
Well,
right?
it's like
you
it's
cannot
it's
blanket
like,
statement people. It's irritating.
it's like right after 9/11, like the whole, like
Exactly.
everything against Muslims, Middle Eastern people. It's
Yeah.
just, even though they were the one, like a lot of Muslims, Middle Eastern people were like helping, like donating and
Yeah,
volunteering and doing everything they could
for sure.
to help the victims and like their families of 9/11. And but yet people like the abuse and the it's not racism, because Muslim is not a race, but you know what I mean. Like you saw a brown person in
Yeah,
a
but
a
it did
Middle
end
Eastern
up being
outfit.
racism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, it's basically, you just assume they're like Muslim and therefore bad. Like
Right.
A lot of Sikhs got like got harassed because people thought they were Muslim,
Yeah.
and not that they should, any like a Muslim shouldn't be harassed anyway. But it's just this whole thing. It's like, well, I've been watching this. I literally just yesterday started watching this channel, and I'd have to look up his name. I think it's like something. It's something skeptic. Something skeptic. But he grew up evangelical, like super conservative, like super like white conservative in Texas. So par for
Yeah.
the course. And
Right.
let's see. Um, And
Sorry, I
so
gotta
now
step
he
back
he
because my
he's
back
he
is
says
killing me.
he considers himself. He's like, I probably would consider myself more agnostic than atheist. He's like, it's just easier for me to say atheist because then not everyone knows what
Right.
I mean by agnostic. Okay, his
Right.
name his name is his YouTube channel is called Genetically Modified Skeptic, which I thought was
Right. Cute.
a
I
fun
like
name.
that.
But one of the videos I watched yesterday was him, like he's like, I paid for this. He's like, I paid for this video that was done by Ben Shapiro. And now Ben Shapiro, terrible person. Sorry if you
Yeah.
like him, but
Yeah.
he's a terrible person.
No, I don't. I don't.
No,
I
not you.
don't.
I just mean, sorry, like whoever's
Yeah.
listening. Sorry if you like Ben Shapiro, but he's a terrible person. And
He's a lot.
so
That's for sure.
anyway, he like basically, Ben Shapiro and a lot of the people that he talks about do this whole thing of, there's an in group and an out group. If you're not in my in
Right.
group, then you're in the out group, you're an other, and
Right.
therefore every person that's in the out group in the other is just not necessarily just bad, though he considers everyone not like
But they're
him
less
to be
than.
bad. He's like, they're less
Yeah.
than, and no, or more like they're all the same. So if
Yeah.
someone is not a white conservative, which he would say, well, I don't specify race, dude. You know that you wouldn't, like, you don't see,
You don't have
like,
to, buddy.
yeah.
We know
So
what
if you're
you
not
mean.
white, Christian, conservative, which is where I think
Yeah.
actually Ben Shapiro is Jewish, at least his
He
family
is.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
is.
if you're not the Judeo-Christian mindset and not white, not conservative, then you're the other, and every person in the other thinks and acts the same, no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's the whole, like, completely black and white thinking. Now Ben Shapiro is very educated, but he's also extremely conservative.
Yeah.
That guy's paper that you read the abstract from, that, like I said, that when I said that tracks, I'm like, because I see more often than not, if someone's talking about how everyone in the out group or the other acts exactly the same, it usually comes from conservatives.
Right.
That's my experience. I'm not saying no liberals do that. Like I have
Right.
liberal friends or people that will think like all conservatives are this way, and I'll be like, well, my parents aren't necessarily this way. So,
Right.
but
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, it's on both. There is no one exempt from this. We do it.
mhm,
Like
yeah.
we have done it in our lives, right? No one is exempt from this behavior. It's just when it becomes your everyday vernacular and the way that you view the world, that's when it starts to become a problem. And you need to make sure that you're checking your shit. And maybe someone needs, if you can't check your own shit, someone needs to be near you that can check your shit because,
Yeah,
like,
don't be in a confirmation bias bubble.
yeah, don't be a feedback loop. Like,
Mhm.
you got to get out, go outside
Echo
and touch some
chamber.
grass. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
don't be in an
Yeah,
echo
echo
chamber.
chamber. Yeah. Get offline, go touch some fucking grass. Like you need to disconnect for a little bit because the world is not black and white. It is nothing but shades of gray. Like it is nothing but shades of gray. No one human can be fully one thing. It's not possible. It's not possible for anyone to be fully one thing. And the I don't know. I just get very frustrated. And I think it bothers me more as a neurodivergent person because I don't like when people are unfairly represented in any way for any reason. Like, I don't like being unfairly represented myself. I don't like seeing groups of people misrepresented. I don't like being misunderstood. I don't like other people being misunderstood. And I think that's why black and white thinking and generalizations bother me
Mhm.
like they do. And why I push so hard to make sure that everyone is represented and the push so hard to make sure that people understand that the world is not black and white. Sometimes to the detriment of the conversation I'm trying to have, and sometimes to the detriment of, or sometimes not quite reading the room, which again, tism, and just learned experience. But like in that episode, like I'm glad that I took the time to listen to it and edit it and figure out, okay, this is not the place or time to be having this kind of conversation. We need to let this situation have its own time and its own place. And the nuance does not need to be explained here, right? Like, this is not the time to be explaining nuance
Mhm.
because we all get it. Like, these people are educated enough to understand this. But
Basically,
I
it's
don't
like a
know. I guess.
don't use a tragedy to push this stance that like, well,
Right,
yeah, she
right,
was killed by a cop, but not all cops are bad. It's like, okay, we
right.
understand that,
But
but now's not the time to say
right,
that.
exactly. And I think that's where, while I that was not my intention, my intention wasn't to do that, was it wasn't to use this as an opportunity to make sure people understood that not everyone is like this person. In the way that I was answering or the way that I was talking about some things, it made it seem like that's what I was doing, and I was like, "No, I can't publish, like, I will not publish that. This is not the time and place for this shit." So, I
Right.
checked myself in that, and even you were like, "I don't really remember you going that hard on that." And I was like, "Well, I don't think I was going that hard on that, but even a little bit was too much." So, like, it
Right.
wasn't the right place or time. So, um, that was just my personal choice to then check myself and not add that, not include that in the episode. Um, it's just not the place or time. And I don't know, but I think it's something that I will probably always struggle with because we'll see. There you go. I guess I just did black and white thinking right there, didn't I? Because I said always. I will always struggle with
Mhm.
it. Um, it's something that I hope to struggle less with as I age because just of again learned and lived experience. I don't want to always view the world as one thing or the other. I would like to continue to grow, in being able to see the shades of gray in everything and the nuance in everything. And but also learn when the time and place is to apply that. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? How do you
Right.
feel about it?
Yeah, because I know I try to do that. I feel like working where I work has made me less so like basically like subscribe to the black and white thinking because I deal with I deal with the general public in that like in I guess as a financial institution. So I can't always be like, well, because this person I can't be like, well, this type of person committed this fraud or this type of person like is bad with their account. That must mean all that type of person can
Right,
like will
right.
commit fraud or does commit fraud and is that type of person. Like I will
So now I have to
joke
watch for this stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I will jokingly like say like kind of like say something like a black and white thinking like say we have someone that we have to expel like they can no longer have an account at at my bank
Mm,
say that. So I will jokingly say, why is it that it seems like every time that someone gets expelled, they have a state ID on file and not a driver's license? Obviously, that's not true. It's just something. It's like, why does it always feel like they have a state ID? Because I was like, and then like my coworker will just joke. It's like, well, I guess because they weren't responsible enough to get a driver's license, so they got a state ID. Like obviously,
right,
so we're saying it as a joke. Like obviously, I know that's not true, but it's also
right,
it's still harmful. Like obviously, I wouldn't say that to them,
right,
um, but it just would be something I noticed. It's like more often than not, they would have a state ID versus driver's license. You're not a good person or a bad person if you have a state ID versus driver's license. I just want to put that out there.
right.
Um, it's just it was just an observation, but that is just an example of recent black and white thinking that I've had because we've had to like expel a lot of people because we have a type of account that you're not allowed to go negative because it's basically like a second chance account. So
Mhm.
basically, we're like your last hope to have an account. And so if you go negative, that's it. So we've been having to expel a lot of people lately because they're not complying with the agreed upon parameters of their account.
Right.
Um, so and like I said, it's something I'm also learning because I used to be a lot when it came to like politics. I used to be like a lot angrier about it, especially during
Yeah.
Trump's term because like I told you and Scott, like I felt like during Trump's term, like I felt like I was more aware of who was who in the government. I felt like I constantly had to keep watch of the politicals like the political world was like I had to keep track of the news. I had to see what was going on, what stupid shit did he say today, who are we at
Right,
war with
right.
now, like which
Yeah.
dictator did you who's dictator like which ass of
Which
which dictator
missile
did you kiss today, like
yeah.
did you
What missile
salute
did you
kid
launch from your toilet?
yeah what did you tweet at 5 a.m. from your golden toilet, Donald, and like
Right, right.
um have you like
Fires and misses. But
yes,
I'm just
coffee, coffee, and then so, but so at that point, I was a lot angrier. Like now, like I'm not saying like oh everything's you know rainbows and roses right now in the
Right,
U.S.
right.
because it's not. But it's
But
like I
you
feel
feel
like
like
I
you
don't
can
have to
breathe.
worry. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I don't like I told Scott I was like I would genuinely go weeks forgetting that Biden was our president. And that could be a bad thing.
Right.
That's also gonna be a bad thing. It's like because he's not doing anything of note. But it's also like,
Yeah.
okay, to me, it's like no news is good news. Like if he's not
Yeah.
if it's not in the news that he's fucking shit up, fantastic. Like I don't care that he
After an
stumbles.
eventful 4
So
years, it was just
mhm.
nice,
It was
you
just
know?
nice. So I used to be a lot angrier politically, and so now I still argue with people online. That's like part of my dopamine mining. Dopamine mining is I will clap back at people online even though I know I'm not going to change their mind. Like like this one for example, I went to Fox News's and not to like shit on conservatives again, but it is quite fun for me. I went to Fox News's Facebook page and the most recent post they have is a reel. I didn't watch it. It just says the headline or the post says Senator Elizabeth Warren throws a punch at Trump in her DNC speech, claiming he's more focused on paying his legal team's bills than addressing the everyday bills of American families. Okay. And then
Fair.
very first, oh no, where'd the comment go?
And I'd
Oh,
say that's quite an easy punch for everything else he's fucking
yeah.
said and what
Yeah.
other people have said about him.
Oh no, the comment went away. Like the very first comment I saw, God, it was basically like a whole of calling Democrats demon rats because that's so that's so
Inventive.
clever. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so
clever.
clever.
I
Yeah,
see
like
what you did there.
it's basically like I've seen 3 comments calling Democrats
Ouch.
demon rats.
Yeah. See what you did there. That was cute.
Yeah. And oh, I will also say it reminded me where the whole black and white thinking even coming from like Democrats or liberals. And I don't know if I brought it up in another episode. I feel like I've talked to you about it, but I'll just bring it up anyway. There was it was when JD Vance was picked to be the Donald Trump's VP.
Mhm.
So that whole rumor came around about him fucking a couch, which turned out not to be like it's not true. Like
I
just
never even
stop.
heard that one, but
Yeah,
what a
the,
strange thing to say.
basically in his book, I guess in like the first issue or first edition of his book, which is Hillbilly Elegy, which
Yeah.
I did not realize was him. Like I worked at a bookstore when that book came out, so I remember the cover. I
Mhm.
distinctly remember the cover. I remember the movie. I remember the meme from the movie. Like Glenn Close plays his grandma, I think, in the
Yeah.
movie. And well, anyway, there was like a thing in I guess like at I don't know if it was I think it was in his book. Like the first part of his book before I took it out was like he fucked a couch. I'm like, that's a odd thing. But
Hey?
anyway, okay, so here basically it was a post in a group that I'm in. And it was a picture of allegedly it was like JD Vance, I think it was he was in college. And he was like passed out on the floor like presumably after like a party, after drinking at a
Yeah,
party.
like college people do.
Yes, and so I commented, I'm not gonna begrudge the guy for getting drunk and passing out at some point in his life. Ragging on him for more egregious things, sure, but not shit like this. That's where people started coming for me because this is a group for like liberals to make fun of conservatives. Is it petty?
Okay.
Do I love it? Yes. Okay. So someone replied that agreed with me. She said, "Agreed. We've all passed out in the corner of some variation in our youth." Someone also said, "Well, not me, but I get migraines, so I've always been abstemious. Never seen that word before. When it comes to booze, the outcome ain't worth it." And this guy replied, because I said, because basically saying like I'm not gonna begrudge him for doing normal college shit. He goes,
Right.
"Why not? Conservatives to this day still make fun of AOC for having a social life in college, or Harris for having a social life too." And I replied, "Okay, I'm not playing whataboutism. I'm just not going to stoop to their level. Just because conservatives like to punch down doesn't mean I have to." And
Right.
then someone then also replied to me, "The same moral high ground political viewpoint is exactly why we get steamrolled again and again. They would make fun of us without hesitation and will continue to do so while you lay contentedly with the knowledge that you don't." And I said, "I get that. I'll happily point out when conservatives are being pieces of shit, either now or in their past, but a picture of someone passed out drunk from years and years ago ain't it?"
Right.
Um, so And then someone mentioned the couch. He goes, "You say that, but before he passed out, there was a couch in that corner."
Fuck your couch, Charlie Murphy.
And
Fuck
then
your
other
couch.
people, and I didn't reply to everybody, like, but more and more people, like, there was probably like several people that replied to me.
Right.
Yeah, and so basically, like I said, the whole well they do it, then that means we should too. Okay, I'm not like I understand. Like, there's a
Hey,
time and
stretch.
place there's a time and
Sorry.
place to take the moral high ground, but having a picture just because conservatives, even though they claim to be like the party of the working man, the party of family values, all that shit, but then make fun of AOC for having been a waitress and at some point in her life, and like all this other stuff, like driving a beat up van or whatever. I don't know if she drove it. Like I think she drove it even when she was like running for election, and it's like, okay, just because they make fun of her for having a normal job and a normal vehicle, because God forbid, doesn't mean I have to make fun of their guy because he was in college at some point in his life,
right?
And did college things. So like, and like I hate, and this is like the still like the political black and white thinking. I detest whataboutism. Like I can't say you'll never catch me doing it because I'm certain I have, but I try my best. Like if someone, like even if someone is saying something about, like say someone said something about Harris. Oh, like Harris slept her way to the top. I'm not going to be like, okay, but even if she did, what about Trump? He's cheated on all three of his wives. It's like, okay,
right.
It's like
I can't stand that either. It's like, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about this person. We're talking about this person right here. Like, me being able to say that this person did XYZ does not in any way, shape, or form negate the fact that every other person in the existence of the fucking world has not done it, or has also done it, or whatever. Like, we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about this fucking person. Stop trying to derail the conversation from this person that we are currently speaking about by bringing up, well, what about this person? They did the same thing. And I don't care. We're not talking about them right now.
I make this point to my mom all the time because she is the queen of whataboutism, because Fox News, her pride and joy, now Newsmax.
My husband does it a lot too.
Pride and joy.
Gets a lot
that's because they do it. They do, like Fox News, like if you watch any 5 minutes of Fox News, they're like, well, Democrats do this, this, and this. It's like, well, yeah, Donald Trump, maybe never mind. Fox News would never call Donald Trump a piece of shit, but because they suck the guy's cock. Sorry.
Except for when Hannity's desperately trying to get him to listen to him and not make himself sound like a crazy person. He doesn't listen anyway.
Anyway, so like, so anytime like she, like, I'll say something negative about Trump, not even outwardly out, like not even like something out there, not even completely bad, just saying, oh, did you see Trump said this or Trump did this, which would be a fact. I'm literally quoting something the man literally said or literally did. Well, actually, but Democrats or this one Democratic person did this. I'm like, and I'd be like, Mom, this is not a contest. Like, you, and I said, stop with the whataboutism. Like, I've literally told her, I said, you doing that is like, say I'm a lawyer and my client committed murder. And I said, well, so what if my client committed murder? Other people commit murder.
Right.
What kind of argument is that? That's no argument.
It's not an argument.
Like,
it's not an argument.
So what if he does, like, so, you know, what if like Donald Trump's a piece of shit? Other people are pieces of shit. Well, fantastic. We're not talking about other people.
Right. Like, so what if he said grab him by the pussy?
Yeah.
You know?
So what if he paid a porn star while his wife was at home?
Sleepy Joe was sniffing kids' hair. Like, so what if he grabbed him by the pussy? Sleepy Joe was sniffing kids' hair. We're being weird. You know, whatever. Like, stop it. Just stop. We're not doing that. It doesn't move a conversation forward.
No.
At minimum, it doesn't move a conversation forward. At maximum, it's deflection.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying. Stop doing that. Just because I'm saying this one thing I heard about somebody doesn't mean that I'm making a case for how wonderful or how terrible they might be. I'm just stating a fact of what I heard. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, yeah, they might have done that, but what about da-da-da? Okay, I'm not saying that, like, especially now. We'll just fucking put it out there. We'll just say what it is. Well, when I brought up something the other day about, like, somebody said something, I don't remember what, because my brain's dying. I don't even think we're going to be able to get through 2 episodes today. I brought up something about Trump that I was shocked that he fucking said about how, okay, the Sean Hannity thing. There we go. Thought came back. There was a video, not hearsay, Okay. And I got this from watching Biden's speech at the DNC that he did on like night 1 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah. Night
And I,
two's, yeah. So I think it was night
okay,
one.
night 1. And I wanted to watch it because I want to see people and hear people say it from their own mouths and not hear it from somebody else, right? So I tried to watch it. And I watched the whole thing, and he was making statements, and then he made a statement about Trump that said that Trump said that if he lost this election, it would be a bloodbath, and that if he that he was going to be a dictator or something else. And I was like, okay, let me fact check that. Can I Google it and find it? Right? Just simply because I want to hear the fucker say it if he said it. It sounds like some shit
Like
he
he
would
was
say.
quoting,
But I want to.
Trump when he said he'd be a
Yes,
dictator
because
and a
he,
bloodbath.
he
Oh,
was
okay.
quoting
I thought he
was
was like
quoting Trump, and
assuming. I
he
thought he
said,
was making an assumption, like, oh, if
"No,
he loses the like Biden was saying,
no,
oh, if he loses the election, it'll be a bloodbath. I was like, okay, go on. Sorry.
no." He said, "This is not hyperbole. This is a fact. This is what came out of his own mouth." Right?
Yeah.
Trump said this is what Biden said to everyone. Is Trump said this? This is what he said. It is fact. Came out of his mouth. So I'm like, okay, I want to see him say it. Right? Not because I'm like I don't believe him, but I'm just like I want to hear the fucker say it. Okay. So I go look for this. Sure should I find it? Okay. It's a video of a Fox News thing where him and Sean Hannity are sitting on some stage somewhere. Don't know what for. Don't know for
Probably
fuck
town
all.
hall. Probably town
Probably
hall.
a town hall. You're probably correct. And he basically, Sean Hannity is asking him, or basically saying, like, everyone's concerned that when you take the office of presidency, that you plan to take over and become this dictator. And I just want to help you make this very clear. Can you tell the American people that when you take office, you have no plans to, like, you know, usurp power or do all this other shit? Like, he listed this whole list of things that he says that he's like, this is what you need to say, basically, giving him the answer to say yes or no to. Okay. Handing him a
A
surefire
slam
thing that
dunk.
he can say,
A
a
slam
slam
dunk.
dunk, right? Thank you. The first time he says, he asks this twice, has to do this twice to him. First time he completely disregards the question he's being answered and says something about something completely different. Second time, he's like, again, I just want to clarify. You don't plan to da 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 da. Trump goes, well, except on day 1. And Sean Hannity goes, no. Like, you really though, you don't mean that, right? Like, you're not trying to. He goes, no, except on day 1. I'm gonna close the borders. I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna do all that. And I'm like, the fuck, he actually said it. And they pan to Hannity, and he's just like, God damn it. Like, he was trying to help the man, and he just couldn't help himself but to continue to stick his goddamn foot in his mouth. And he was talking about all these tyrannical things he's gonna fucking do. And it's like, buddy, like, you're
That
giving
basically that a president does not have the authority to do. Like, you, yes,
correct.
like presidents have executive orders, but they can still be like, I haven't taken physics, or not physics,
Oh,
Jesus Christ,
there's
civics in so long.
civics.
So, like, I know executive orders are a thing, but they're not like a,
Yeah.
if they were like something that a president can just do willy-nilly, like just whenever they fucking wanted, like, then what would be the
Yeah.
point of having a Congress and a Supreme Court? So I know
Well,
they can be like turned down
yeah.
at some point. There's checks and balances
Yeah.
to this shit. So
Yes.
basically, and this is like, and also, like, we at one point maybe we'll talk about like Project 2025, because that's like a big topic right now.
Yeah, but
So
I need more time to learn
no, I
about
know,
that.
I know,
So
I know. And so I'll send you the video I watched yesterday of that genetically modified skeptic. Like, he talked about
yes.
basically how because he talked about more points than other people said. Not more points, but
Okay.
like he talked about different points. So like he's like, oh,
Sure.
this is how it'll affect like atheists. That was his main
Sure.
subject. And so, like,
Okay.
and like him, I don't know if I consider myself an atheist. I probably would consider myself more agnostic, because I just don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I can't say, I can't prove one way or the other, so I just don't know. So
Right. So I just
I
don't know.
I take the gray area of maybe.
Right.
And so
Maybe.
um and so talking about like Project 25, where it basically would give the president, they say the next conservative president, they mean Trump, and so
Yeah.
like the next conservative president to be more of a dictator, like, well, we're gonna shut down the Department of Education, we're gonna do all this, we're gonna like deport literally anybody
Mhm.
that like no matter like anybody they consider illegal, which
Right.
okay, but there's people here like, and I hate the term illegal because of like, yes, it's like, yes, are they here illegally? Okay, but they're humans. You can't,
Right.
as a human, you're not illegal, but whatever.
Right.
So he does want to be a dictator, which to me is just baffling. And the fact that like I think I know of the like the sit down with Handy you're talking about. I didn't watch it because I can't watch like I can't listen to Trump more than 30 seconds at a time because
Yeah.
the way he talks just infuriates me. And not even like what he's
I
like
know.
not even like what he's talking about, not even his subject matter. Like he could be reading a phone book and I'd be like, "What the fuck are
No,
you
thank you.
on, my guy?"
Yeah.
He'd be reading my favorite book and I'd be like, "Oh my god, stop." And so, but I know what you're talking about. So the fact that like Sean Hannity, who has been riding Trump's dick since
Mhm.
2015, like the fact that he like was trying to be like, okay, dude, come on, we just
Yeah.
gotta we just gotta assure the people that you are
He
not gonna be a dictator, and he couldn't do it.
Right.
He couldn't,
No.
and so yeah, and so like, and which is weird because like unfortunately, a lot of his supporters would love if Trump became a dictator because he would go after the people they are scared of or hate, like and or
That they're
hate.
othering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the other he would go after like non-white, non-Christian, non-conservative people and non-men because like a lot
Mhm.
of that Trump 25 is against women, and so
Yep.
they would love if he became a dictator, which is ironic because they're supposed to be the party of small
Yeah.
government. And so yet you want the government to
Correct.
be all in your
To
fucking
control
lives.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And so but like
Everything and nothing all at the same time.
that's like a whole nother topic. But yeah, so this whole like I said, the whole like whataboutism, the whole black and white thinking, the whole this nonsense of well, because you like this must mean you don't like this, or because you don't like this, that must mean you love this. It's like
Right.
that's that's not that's not what that means. It's like, oh, you like chocolate ice cream? That must mean you hate vanilla ice
Ate
cream.
vanilla.
It's
Right.
like,
Exactly.
no, no, it's
What if I just
I
prefer chocolate more than vanilla, but also
yeah,
would eat vanilla should it present itself in front of me because
yeah,
I like ice cream in
yeah.
general?
I'm a fat bitch. I love ice cream, okay? I'm a fat
Right.
kid.
Because I'm fat and will
Yeah,
eat don't I don't discriminate against ice cream or
yeah.
people. So there's
Except
that.
strawberry. I don't like strawberry.
You know what? But we're gonna end it there. That's
Yep.
enough. That's enough. We're done. All right. It's time for the fun and fuckery portion. I have vowed it so. We need a gavel.
Yeah, like gavel, like,
I want a
and
gavel.
adjourned.
And adjourned. The
Sorry for the abrupt
juicy middle
ending.
content
We're
is
just
yeah,
we're
it's
just
fine.
we're
We're
just brain
done.
celled out.
I'm done. Like I'm struggling so hard. Like I really
Mhm.
am. I don't know how I am still sitting upright. Like I'm really struggling. So we're just gonna hit it. Here we go. I love that thing.
Mhm.
It's so much fun. Okay, now we get to talk about some fun things. Listen to some more. I have some more Jeremy songs for you. Well, just one Jeremy song for you. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know.
And that's
Told
that's all
you
I have to say. That's all I have to say
my
about that.
brain's dead. We did want to talk about one thing. Um, Something we kind of need your guys' help with, actually. We probably already have at this point thrown a poll up, or maybe we'll wait. I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like
We're gonna put
I feel like we wait, we'll forget to put the poll
Yeah.
up. So I
So
feel like we should
there
do
should
it.
have been a poll up on Facebook for a minute now. By the time you guys hear this, we are starting a gaming channel. When that launches, we are unsure. But
We make no promises.
we make no promises, but we are going to start recording content for it soon. And we will be with you on a launch date as soon as we know. But we need a name. And we thought we had one.
Yeah, we had
But
one.
then
We
a
created the
thing
channel.
happened.
We created the channel. We created the banner. Everything.
And then a thing happened. And that is sort of how it happened, sort of how Jeremy happened, if you think about it. It happened sort of how Jeremy happened, where it just was like,
Just
it
accident.
organically came
Happy,
up, you
as
know?
basically as Bob Ross would say, happy little accidents.
Happy little accident. And that was my stupid ass bumbling over the thing. Thanks for looking. So, um, just a very dumb thing to have said just during one of my brain dead moments. I was trying to say goodbye. Thanks for listening, or thanks for watching, or thanks for being here, or whatever we usually say, and thanks for looking came out. So now we have to know, for a gaming channel on YouTube, what do you like more as a name? Midlife, which is what we've already come up with, or thanks for looking.
And the
Both
midlife, it's
are,
because we're basically it's like not necessarily because like we're like in our midlife, but more of like mid, like we're middle of the road gamers. Like if
yeah,
we combine our skills, we're very middle of the road.
right. So, especially because I incredibly decrease her stats, okay? She has rolled for a disadvantage, and that's me.
My handicap is Nikki. My handicap is Nikki.
I'm her handicap. So, like, um, it's a problem. Did we decide we're starting with Halo?
Yeah, because I think we both have it, and
Yeah.
I have it downloaded on this computer.
Okay.
So I know like it's also a game I just know enough that's like eventually we'll play games that like either none of us know or a game that like you want to
Yeah.
try that maybe I haven't played, stuff like that. And I asked Mark, I mean it's been a couple months now. I asked him, hey, if me and Nikki, like if we ever want to record a like gameplay for certain game, like say Halo or something, would you want to join? He goes, yeah, sure. He's like, I'm free, this day and this day, usually and whatever. And I'm like, okay. And so he's down to join um
Cool.
when he's free. So
Mark. We love
and
Mark.
and Mark is like Nikki says, I'm like this amazing gamer. I'm like C, maybe B minus, where Mark is like definite A range. So like if
Yeah,
we're
and
like
I'm D minus to F. So
so say we're playing like Super Smash Brothers, like Mark is playing like setting the NPCs to 9, where I am setting
yeah,
the NPCs to like 4. so
yeah,
so
same.
it's just but we're hoping to start
Although
with
I do
Halo.
kill a Nintendo game. I'm way
That's
better
true.
at Nintendo games than I
She,
am at anything
she's
else.
consistently telling me I gotta get Switch. I'm like, okay, but there's not really any like Switch games that I want.
Oh, blasphemy. Blasphemy. If you made me download Halo, bitch, you're getting a fucking
Okay,
Switch and you're gonna
to
like
be
it.
to be fair, Halo, a $10 game for 5
I know.
games versus a Switch.
I
Plus the game,
know.
that's just the Switch. So I don't think that's a fair comparison.
You can buy a used one,
Okay, so still
or
100
like,
plus dollars.
ma'am, ma'am,
Yes.
you need to get back into Pokemon anyway. You will like it. And, ma'am,
Ma'am.
this is actually a cool thing for you. If you get the Switch and pay for the Nintendo Online, I just pay for it for the year. Like, wait till like November when they have like a Black Friday sale or whatever. Get like a stupid good discount on it. I paid for it for the year. I think it was like $70 for the entire year. And you get the emulators. You get the old first Nintendo games, the N64 games, the GameCube games, the fucking Nintendo, the Game Boy games, like all of it. You get all the emulators on your Switch. So, like, I can play Mario Party 3 and the old school Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, like all that shit on my Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So, just saying.
I know.
$70 for a whole year and you get all those fucking games.
Mm-hmm.
You
My
don't pay
problem is
separate for them. They just
my,
come with it.
my problem is that when it comes to gaming, it's like I like gaming, but gaming is one of those things where there are times where I just am not in the mood. Like
Same.
it's like Tyler. Like I think tomorrow. I feel like it's tomorrow because tomorrow is August 23rd.
Yeah.
So the tomorrow is I think when the new expansion for World of Warcraft comes out, and a few months ago I was really excited for it. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be amazing, like blah blah, and I was still playing like daily World of Warcraft, but then like all of a sudden, like two, do I want to say 2 3 months ago, I just stopped. Like I could not bring myself, and Tyler was telling me, like my friend Tyler was playing with me, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've been doing this. I got this stuff, and wow, I did this and this." I was like, I just can't. I don't feel like playing. I think I burnt myself out
Yeah.
on it because I was playing it so much, and so
Same with
and
Dreamlight Valley for me.
and
I haven't
so
played in weeks.
so it's like I can go months without playing games, and it's not because I don't enjoy it. It's just I just don't feel up to it. Like same with reading. Like same like I can read every day for like a month, but then all of a sudden it's like I don't want to read anything.
Yeah.
But so
I get
basically,
you.
this is our whole big tangent of the fun and fuckery portion, just to say we need help deciding on a
Yeah. On a name
on
for
a
the
name.
channel.
Yeah, so we'll put a poll up. We're gonna get a poll up because she handles everything. So put a poll up, and so I don't know how long you can make a poll last, forever or a week or what,
I
but
think you can keep it up as long as you want, as far as
yeah.
I
So we
know.
will hopefully pin it, and then people can
Yeah.
vote uh what they would like our if you can include a picture, you can be like you include the banner for what we have for midlife, and then if you want to try and make a banner for the other one, or if you don't, you just want to do the name, that's fine.
Yeah. We
I'm
can
just
start there.
spitballing in live. um
Yeah.
like if you want to do a banner for something that might not happen, like if they don't want to do thanks for looking.
Yeah.
But yep, so we'll just put a poll and you guys can choose which one you'd like more, because I think we're down for either. um
Yeah.
I think we're down for either. So
Yeah.
then, and hopefully we're gonna start recording soon for our for gameplay. Then
Yeah.
so that's what you'll get
Because
from
either
us.
way, the channel's already secured under midlife. So like
Yeah.
literally all I'd have to do is change the name and
Hmm.
update everything. We are not even really set completely on a thumbnail or anything either. We're still sort of tweaking it. Like we have a basic concept idea, but we're still sort of tweaking it a little bit here and there. I'm happy to scrap it and move on to something else. I'm not attached to it. So it's something that is pliable. So yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, midlife gaming. Thanks for looking.
Hmm.
What do you want? Tell us on Facebook, um, where we spend most of our time. Shit goes to Instagram, but we don't really pay attention to our Instagram very much. Mostly because we're not a business, we're a podcast, and I feel like we waste our time, or I waste my time on Instagram because unless you're an aesthetically pleasing you're going for like the aesthetic of something,
Yeah.
Instagram is not necessary for you. Like
Yeah.
that's more of like
It's
a
all
you
about
want to show
pictures,
off your wares, right? And like
it's a visual thing.
it's a visual platform. We're not a visual thing for the most part. So I
Like
feel
YouTube
like our
hates
time
us,
is
so
best
obviously we,
spent.
we can't be that much of a visual thing. YouTube hates us, so
No shit. YouTube hates our guts, man.
and we're just
So
babies.
that's
I'm
another
just a
reason.
baby.
Like we're just a baby. So that's another reason why I kind of want to like start a different kind of channel because we thought this channel that the YouTube channel we started for the podcast was going to do a lot better and get a lot more views and bring a lot more, engagement and shit. YouTube fucking hates us. So I feel like we could take the time and effort that we were going to put into trying to soup up this channel that we have connected to the podcast and put that time and effort into the gaming channel where it's much more fun and makes more sense to have a YouTube channel around a gaming channel anyway. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's that. Help us name the gaming channel. We need it.
So
We
did you
need
want to
help.
show them the Jeremy song?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
So
This one is I forget which one.
it's
Hold
AI.
on. Yeah, AI again. Um I think it's the bottom one that I want you to listen to. I only put 2 on there, so we'll just see what I get. But this is like a pop rock version that I kind of liked.
Mhm.
This one's called it's just called Jeremy the Psychic Cat. That's what AI thought up. So,
Mhm.
this is yet another version of Jeremy the Psychic Cat as a song. I shall now let
Julie,
you
do the
hear it.
thing.
Oh, Julie, do the thing. We're gonna do it. We need one that just says Julie, do the thing. But here we go.
Saw a cat in the alley, his eyes told stories. Jeremy the psychic cat saw futures and glories. He whispered in my ear, words so profound. This feline with a vision, secrets all around. Jeremy the psychic cat knows where it's at. Jeremy the psychic cat, no need for chat. With a flick of his tail, he knew what was right. This cat had the power to shed a new light. People called him crazy, a mystic with a plan. But Jeremy the psychic cat made us all understand. Jeremy the psychic cat knows where it's at. Jeremy the psychic cat, no need for chat. Whispered in my ear, words so profound. This feline with a vision, secrets all around. Jeremy the psychic cat knows where it's at. Jeremy the psychic cat, no need for chat. With a flick of his tail, he knew what was right. This cat the power to shed a new light. People call him crazy, a mystic with a plan. But Jeremy the psychic cat made us all understand.
Yeah.
I forgot. Whoa.
Sorry, I forgot there was some weird demonic shit at the end of it. I don't know what the fuck that was, but I forgot like at the end of that song there was like some weird demonic chatter, and I'm like, nope, we gotta cut that off, but I forgot to.
I forgot what like bands I compared it to, but like the little beat reminds me of Owl City.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't remember what I was like, it's very like late 2000s, early 2010s
Yeah.
sounding to me, which is great. I think I was like peak pop punk.
Yeah. It's great.
Mhm.
It's wonderful. And we have one more that was my favorite. 2 more total, I think, that I want to share. One is very like folky, a nice, pretty little girl voice.
Mhm.
And then another one is kind of like a more like a Modest Mouse kind of
Mhm.
sounding jam. But this one was very fun. I like it. Still not the country version though. Jeremy, Jeremy.
Me.
Sees what's coming along before it's out with a purr and meow. Sets it straight, guiding people through love and faith. I will never, ever, ever get tired of that fucking song. Fucking comedy gold. AI song making, folks. That's what it should be used for.
Mhm.
That's exactly what it was for. Making dumb songs. Anyway,
And not
I gotta go.
not to replace current artists or anything, just
No,
for shits and giggles.
just for shit songs. Shit songs. Nothing that's like ever gonna make money. Just shit songs like this,
Mhm.
where like royalty free music where we can just make it and it can be whatever because it doesn't mean anything. It's nobody's music. It just is what it is. So, and I'm sure someone will be like, but AI finds it from other people who make real music and then puts it all together. I get it. I get it. It's problematic, okay?
But let us have our fun, okay?
Yeah. Don't bring that shit here. Don't you put that on me.
Don't you do it,
Don't
devil
you,
woman.
don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on us. You are not paralyzed. Don't you stick that knife in your leg. Sorry. It's time to go. I'm quoting movies now. It's a whole problem. I gotta go. We did it. There we go. He Tenzin. Okay. Anyway, we gotta go. All right, Julie.
Julie, do the thing!
I'm afraid there are no more things to do.
All right, Julie has spoken. There are
There's
no more things to do. We gotta go. I'm tired. Okay.
Yeah, this like I mean, we say this every single fucking time, but I feel like sorry for the incoherent babbling mess. Though that I think that's just our brand. That's just our brand.
Yeah, for real. For real, it's the brand. Just is what it is.
We're never gonna be super professional about anything, so just take it or leave it, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, we gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Where's my thing? Why can I never get the thing ready? We do this every 70 goddamn episodes. You would think I'm ready for this by now.